A7S3 is recording. What's up, everybody? David here. Just wanted to make this video now because if I don't do it now, it's probably not gonna get made. This is the El Salvador video. I didn't get much video because I was too busy living my life, honestly. So I ended up getting some photos. So I'm gonna just talk about what I felt, throw up some photos, and I hope you stick around and watch the rest. Here we go. Lately, I've been really believing I could do anything. I could go the distance. I would go almost anywhere to find an adventure. And that's what I did. From the moment this trip started, I had to put my faith in God's hands, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Off the rip, I had a hard drive corrupt with like 3-4 weddings on it. It was like 3. I forgot my passport a couple hours before we left the plane, and I almost had a little bit of contraband confiscated. But in every situation, I was like, this situation is so stressful. I'm gonna just put this in God's hands and let the cards fall where they may. And guess what? God and the people came through, and my journey continued. I was meant to be here in El Salvador, living it up. And it's like, family is really everything. Like blood, self-made, whatever, friends, family, just your family is everything. It's like, what's the purpose of the things you work for? To like get new things? Like, I feel like as a kid I like that, but now it's about sharing things with the people I love and just having everyone's life improve. Like, I like having happy people around me and enjoying the fruits of my labor with the people that I love. Like, that's what brings me happiness. Like, I work to be with my friends, I work to be with my family, and honestly my family that don't exist yet, if I'm being honest. It would make me a little better. Like, I'd be a little happier if me and my sisters had a better relationship, but it's getting there. And to prove it, my sister actually came through for me and helped deliver some equipment, although it was just putting it outside. But for me and her, hey, that was honestly a big step. Like, even this, that might have been one of the first times she really came through for me when I really needed. That definitely made me happy. I was able to make moves, outsource work while I was on vacation. And to some people, it's like, you was working on vacation? Well, I was like, because of what I do, I guess I could really never escape work. And so for me, it's like I've kind of accepted that. And so it's kind of like me slowly turning myself into a boss. Like, Ephraim was talking about that like a week before I left, and it's definitely been true, but it's definitely been a transition. But I've been watching Yu Yu Hakusho, and Genkai said this is the world you have stuck yourself into. When you're not strong enough to lead, you lose the privilege of getting what you want. And I'm like, damn, she right. You got to take control of your life, and if you want what you want, you have to be willing to do what it takes to get that. And the only thing guaranteed in this life is work. I feel like I'll never escape work. I've built my life to work, and I'm trying to get out of it, but I feel like it's not a bad problem to have. I'm doing so many different projects, taking on more responsibilities than I ever had, and I'm really applying pressure on myself to strengthen my mind and my fortitude. And I think I'm really trying to test my resolve, like taking one thing at a time, trying to finesse transitions. Like, transitions is the main thing. Like, I'm learning life is just one big transition. Like, and nothing satisfies me more than like a good transition. Like, from when you go to, like, say you're doing a dance move or you're driving, shifting one lane to another, it's just motion, seamless motion. There's nothing better than having seamless motion and just channeling momentum from like one thing to the next and creating like a compound of energy that just skyrockets you to, like, you know, whatever the next step is. But the fact of reality is, it's really never honestly like that. It's never linear. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's like chaotic. You could go up, down, side to side, up the hill, down the hill. There's many ebbs and flows in life's transitions. However, once you're able to create a team or a system and get people around you and gain new knowledge to to accommodate and maintain, or to do these transitions, you literally earn new levels of freedom in what you're able to do. Like, you're able to do more by doing more. Crazy, right? But as I grow into the person I'm becoming, I have to be patient with myself and realize that I will continue to make mistakes. I will continue to knock stuff over, break stuff, forget stuff. I'm not a robot, I ain't Tom Brady, but it's all right. It's okay if I get burned out. It's okay if I get emotionally drained. I get tired, I'm a human. It's like, I'm just continuing to evaluate what I truly value in life, and that helps me narrow down the things that I do and help me keep focused. The first thing I noticed when I pulled up to El Salvador was it was a beautiful jungle. The greenery, the habitation. It was like something from National Geographic, damn near. It was a tropical paradise, but it wasn't as sweet as, life ain't sweet. Like, it's a beautiful country, but life is not sweet. Here in the United States, in Estados Unidos, sweet. You could literally, like, do anything. Like, in El Salvador, you really got people walking 5 miles up the hill to get a gallon of water, get 5 gallons of water, and bring it back to the crib. Like, I could objectively and confidently say that the come up in El Salvador is harder than whatever the come up is in the United States. Like, also, I observed the lack of access to material items as well. But I feel like because of that, people put their value in other things. Like, I feel like all the people that I met there, they had very good relationships with their family, their community, their boyfriend or girlfriend, and just whatever. Like, the emphasis on family, community, and relationships was like the overarching theme that I noticed while I was there. Like, the focus on family was really, it was strong, and relationships, in my opinion, are the most valuable things that we can nurture as human beings. Healthy relationships are at the core of a healthy human experience. Like, we are people. We are social people. At least most of us. I feel like we were designed, or we were created to be social people and interact and work with each other and create societies and grow. Like, it's giving me a reminder of what I take for granted every day. In the United States, it's like, I don't care what anyone says. In the United States, I don't care what nobody says. Like, you have every opportunity to do whatever it is that you want to do, and you could honestly make a decent life off of it and profit off of it. You just have to find your community and your niche. But I feel like you could really do anything in the United States and be well off. You just have to be creative. You could literally choose to be anything you want to be. Like, you could be anything here. Like, if you want to be a tree, go ahead, be a tree. Look at me. I'm a D tree. But that's besides the point. But if you don't like it, you have the ability to work your way up, get money, and then go wherever the fuck it is you want to go. Like, you have the gift of mobility. Like, as long as you're not a felon, you could literally go and do whatever you want. You have mobility. And some people do not have the luxury of mobility. Some people do not have access to mobility. And I just feel like there's a lot of things that we take for granted here. Like, yes, the system is not perfect, but shit, as long as you're here, you might as well run your bag up and have an adventure and make the most out of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is just an adventure, and if you're not out living it, what are you really doing? Like, and this takes me to my next thing is, I told myself at the beginning of July, I want to spend the month of July in Las Vegas and be moved in by August. And I've been mentally preparing myself for this, like, big transition, this big move. But it's time for me to, take some more risk and shoot for the higher stars. Like, I need to reach for newer heights. Like, I'm getting comfortable. Like, living in Las Vegas, it just makes more sense for myself, my career, just the things that I want to do in life. They're probably there and not here in Bakersfield. Like, I can have more opportunities as a creator. I can see more people that are coming in. Like, literally, the amount of people that are coming in globally to Las Vegas is astounding. It's literally astounding. So I'm not worried about getting lost in Sin City. Like, I got a solid foundation. Like, I'm not worried about getting lost in whatever that is. But I am ready for these new heights and new opportunities that could bring me. Like, I know it has a little bit more elevated risk, but I think I'm ready for it. I think I'm ready. And finally, while in El Salvador, I find myself finding peace in the story of Joan of Arc. She's the patron saint, but she was literally slandered by her own people because they could not comprehend the magnitude of her purpose. Because of their ignorance and lack of comprehension, they just literally called her crazy. They could not come up with any real, like, objectifications of what she was trying to do. They were just like, she's crazy. Like, fucking hating ass bitches, honestly. And I feel you, Joan. Like, I feel like I've always been looked at as crazy. But the more I look at it, it's like the more I've been called crazy, the more I'm like, y'all is just not really doing nothing. Like, y'all ain't taking risks, y'all ain't living life. Like, I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing because I'm being crazy. And even sometimes I'm honestly scared and I have doubt, but what am I gonna do, let that crush my purpose? No, I'm not gonna let fear and doubt stop me. Like, I've been talking so much about resolve lately, and it's time for me to test mine. Like, how far am I willing to go for the things that I say I want? I don't even know what I want, but I'm searching. Like, it's like Joan of Arc said, man, I am not afraid. I was born to do this. I was born for this adventure, for this transition, this chapter of my life. Like, I was born for this shit. I was made for this shit. My family and my ancestors, they moved from different places, and it's time for me to make my move. From the moment this trip started, I literally was faced with obstacles. Mostly, actually all self-induced obstacles, but fuck it. What I'm gonna do? Quit? Give up? Nah, man. I'ma just put it in God's hands, and let the cards fall where they may. I even got the weddings back. Them weddings that I said I lost at the beginning, got them back. I wasn't gonna stress. I let the professionals handle it. I got my weddings back. But anyways, y'all, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me rant. Put that shit in God's hands or whoever's hands. Put it in whatever you believe in. I don't care what it is you believe in. But just put it in something. Stand on what you say you gonna do. And do that shit. Until next time, y'all. Peace. I can't even get my arm all the way through.